In today's modern world, opening a can of tuna takes just a few seconds. Yet few people can imagine the intricate journey behind this familiar food. From fishing boats drifting across vast oceans to 24/7 automated production lines. The canned tuna industry is one of the largest links in the global food supply chain. In today's video, join Farm to Factory as we explore how tuna is mass-processed into canned products and why this industry plays such a vital role worldwide. Not only are tuna incredibly fast, but they're also remarkably agile, capable of evading fishing gear with swift, precise turns. However, there's a hidden risk consumers should be aware of. Tuna can contain high levels of mercury accumulated through the food chain. Eating tuna too frequently may expose people to heavy metal levels that exceed safe limits. Tuna fishing primarily takes place during the peak season from May to September. In biologically rich waters such as the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans. Tuna often follow ocean currents in search of prey, and this behavior directly influences fishing strategies. Fishermen employ methods like hand lining, purse seining, and specialized fishing vessels, with purse seine nets being the most commonly used technique for harvesting large quantities of skipjack tuna. When a school of tuna is detected, often using sonar systems or by observing fish-eating seabirds, the fishing vessel deploys a net in a circular formation and quickly closes the bottom to prevent the fish from escaping. Some advanced vessels even use helicopters to accurately locate tuna schools, significantly improving the efficiency of the catch. After being brought ashore, the tuna are quickly chilled to preserve their natural freshness. The transportation to the processing plant must be carried out swiftly to prevent any decline in meat quality. At the facility, the fish are stored in cold rooms at temperatures between -18 degrees Celsius and -25 degrees Celsius for a maximum of 3 months, an ideal time frame to maintain freshness. One unique aspect of this process is that the frozen tuna can be cut directly without defrosting. Factories use high-capacity industrial cutters equipped with special alloy blades or diamond-coated edges, allowing for precise slices without crushing the meat. Cutting the fish while still frozen also helps preserve its texture and prevents the flesh from becoming mushy or discolored. Moreover, skipping the defrosting process reduces the risk of bacterial contamination by up to 80% compared to handling fresh tuna. For larger species like big eye or yellowfin tuna, cutting and processing must be done manually by skilled workers. This step requires such a high level of expertise that many of these professionals can earn up to $200,000 per year. The finest cuts of meat are processed into whole fillets for the premium market. The remaining portions are used for regular canned tuna products sorted into chunks or smaller flakes. Next, the tuna is steamed in large capacity cookers. These systems precisely control the temperature to ensure even cooking while preserving as much flavor as possible. After the steaming process, the tuna is moved to the meat separation area. This step requires a high level of skill, as workers must carefully separate the flesh from the bones and skin without breaking the meat apart. They often use bare hands or thin gloves to better feel the texture, although this increases the risk of injury if not done properly. Once the tuna meat is separated, it is sorted and sent to the canning line. For whole tuna pieces, workers must arrange the fish in the cans in a specific direction to ensure visual appeal. For tuna flakes or smaller fragments, factories still prioritize manual canning to maintain better quality control. After arranging the fish, a preserving liquid such as vegetable oil, brine, or sauce is added, depending on the product line. This liquid not only extends the shelf life, but also helps maintain the flavor and texture of the tuna meat. The cans are then sealed with lids using an automated system and passed through a seaming machine, where the lid and can body are tightly pressed together. This machine operates at extremely high speeds, capable of processing thousands of cans per hour. Any cans that do not meet quality standards are automatically removed from the production line. Next, the cans enter a sterilization chamber, where they are steamed at 121 degrees Celsius for 60 to 90 minutes to eliminate harmful bacteria and enzymes. Afterward, the cans are rapidly cooled to preserve the texture and original flavor. Finally, the cans are grouped, packed into branded cartons, and then shrink-wrapped to secure and protect them during transportation. Each package is labeled with a barcode to facilitate easier inventory management. The finished pallets are wrapped with protective film to prevent dust and damage during transit. That is the journey from the vast ocean to your dining table, where every can of tuna carries not only nutritional value, but also the culmination of technology, labor, and a global commitment to quality. Bison meat, also known as buffalo, is becoming an increasingly sought-after product in the United States, especially from specialized processing facilities across North America. Compared to the 1990s, when only about 3 bison were processed per week. Zerania, today's factories can handle between 300 to 500 animals weekly. So how have Americans managed to raise and process such large numbers of this once wild species? In today's video, join Farm to Factory as we take a deeper look into the farming and processing journey of this seemingly untamable animal. Bison are herbivores that live and migrate in herds, much like domestic cattle. Before Europeans arrived in the Americas, the bison population once reached an estimated 50 million, making them the most numerous large land mammals on Earth. However, due to excessive hunting and habitat loss, Today, only about 2,000 bison remain in the wild. Unlike the Asian water buffalo, зрение бизон никогда не были полностью domesticated. However, they are now raised on a large scale in the United States and Canada to supply the food industry. The remaining wild herds can still be found in protected areas such as Yellowstone National Park, Antelope Island, Custer State Park, Alaska, and parts of north-central Canada. Bison grow a thick dark brown coat in the winter, which turns lighter brown during the summer months. Their bodies range in length from 2 to 3.5 meters, with a height of about 1.5 to 1.8 meters. When raised for meat, they can weigh anywhere from 700 kilograms to over 1,700 kilograms. Both males and females have curved horns that can reach up to 60 centimeters in length, which they use for self-defense and maintaining their rank within the herd. Raising bison is no easy task. It requires in-depth knowledge and a great deal of patience from the farmer. As ruminants, bison primarily feed on natural grasses, roots, leaves, and shrubs. When kept in captivity, they are provided with fresh grass, dry straw, and hay, especially during the winter months. When food in the wild becomes scarce, to prepare for winter, American farmers invest hundreds of dollars to stockpile enough feed. The enclosures are equipped with clean water troughs and health monitoring systems. Each bison undergoes regular checkups by veterinarians, including vaccinations, deworming, pregnancy testing, and electronic ear tagging. All of these procedures are carried out within closed dash, handling systems equipped with hydraulic chutes, which help reduce stress on the animals during care and medical treatment. The bison mating season begins with males competing for access to females. Once pregnant, a female carries her calf for about 9 to 10 months and typically gives birth to just one calf at a time. During the first few months of life, the calf nurses from its mother to support healthy growth. These young bison are smaller, have softer fur than adults, and are able to stand and walk shortly after birth. Young bison calves are extremely attached to their mothers, following them closely to find water, food, and protection from predators. At this stage, their horns are still soft and covered in a fine layer of fur, which gradually sheds as they mature. Bison are typically raised until they reach about 2 years of age and weigh between 360 to 550 kilograms. At that point, they are transported to processing facilities. Bison are transported using specialized trucks lined with straw or sawdust to prevent slipping and minimize injury during the journey. Each truck carries only a few to several dozen animals, ensuring enough space for rest. These transport systems are designed to be both well ventilated to prevent suffocation and enclosed enough to ensure safety. After the long journey, the bison are taken to modern processing facilities, where they are handled humanely to produce clean, high-quality meat for the market. The process begins with skinning, Workers use specialized knives with stiff, curved blades to carefully remove the hide starting from the hind legs, making sure not to contaminate the meat underneath. Once the hide is peeled off, the hind legs are removed, followed by the skinning of the belly up toward the shoulders. These steps require a high level of skill to ensure the meat remains clean and undamaged. Once skinning is complete, the carcass is hoisted up for a quality inspection before moving on to the butchering stage. Bison meat is divided lengthwise along the spine to separate the front and hind quarters. The front section is typically cut into portions like ribeye, chuck roast, and shank, while the hind section yields sirloin, round, and flank cuts. Unlike cattle, which are usually split between the 12th and 13th ribs, bison are divided between the 5th and 6th ribs to preserve more of the premium steak cuts. Other parts such as the spine and fat are also utilized, either for making broth or processed into byproducts. This detailed butchering process not only maximizes the value of each part, but also ensures the meat remains fresh, flavorful, and high in quality for consumers. Today, bison meat is considered a superfood across North America. It offers a rich, bold flavor, somewhere between beef and venison, with a subtle natural sweetness. Compared to regular beef, bison meat contains less fat, is higher in omega-3 fatty acids, and has lower cholesterol levels. It's also an excellent source of protein, iron, zinc, and B vitamins, thanks to its natural origins and strict production controls. Bison meat has become increasingly popular in upscale restaurants and health-conscious diets. However, this growing demand also drives prices higher, making it more expensive than other types of meat. So, what are the strict farming standards that make bison meat so valuable? Stay tuned with Farm to Factory as we dive into the next chapter, exploring the bison ranches of America.